Hey, morning everybody, it's Jermaine. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a lovely break, a lovely time off, and a good chance to relax, recuperate, recharge, and everything in between. Guys, it feels like a real minute since I've been having a chance just to connect. I think Leanne covered it pretty well in the podcast just before Christmas, where she was just explaining we wanted to have a real detox, a real chance just to take a little bit of a break. We needed a bit of time as a family, and really think about how we wanted to try to build the next few years for us, So it's been a really good time to kind of take that step away, recharge a little bit, and try to do some good planning for the years ahead. And so this is really what I want to cover on this podcast today, is a little bit about how we're trying to make 2022 a really successful year. So for those of you who have been following us, that 2021 was a year that was challenging for a few reasons. I think probably mostly in terms of just understanding how difficult it can be to operate as an employee, as a parent, as a business owner, as a growing entrepreneur, doing all of those things and trying to do them all well. And as an individual son, sibling, and all those things, trying to do all of those things and trying to do them well was super difficult. We've only got so many hours in a week, and the reality is that you just give your best in all the different pursuits that you're involved in. It can just drain you sometimes, and we really felt that at different times during the year. Plus the fact that going out to travel was so difficult. I think for us, it hit pretty hard. And it was a reflection that we had over Christmas, where we sat back and said, what didn't work so well last year? And I think just that intensity of trying to be really on point across so many different things, all at the same time, was so tough. Now we did achieve a lot. We've managed to, kind of increase our interest in different things like investment property, in investing more broadly, particularly in the digital space. We're trying to get a little bit healthier. Our son's doing really, really well. Theo's really flourishing, and maybe be able to hear him. This is the realities, right? It's always dynamic, and the kid can run in at any time. And we've done a lot more maturing as a couple. We've had 20 years together, right? So it's a long time of experience together. And there's a lot of maturity that's really kind of flown through this year as you try to take your relationship to a completely different place, a whole new level of understanding, of connection. So that's the kind of reflection on 2021. So thinking ahead to what we're really trying to do to kind of make 2022 one of our best years. The first thing is that self-reflection piece, which I've covered. The next is really disciplining ourselves around the key areas that we feel we need to address to give ourselves kind of longevity and peak performance over a long period of time. For me, number one is going to be around health, right? So I really need to get healthier, I need to get fitter. I used to be a pretty fit guy, actually. You wouldn't believe this. I used to be really athletic, really fit, played sport at a very good level. Put weight on, lost weight again, got really fit again, and then you kind of go in this funky middle-age cycle where you sometimes get fit, then fat, then fit, then fat, and somewhere in between. I'm more at the fat end right now, frankly, but I want to move it more towards fit. So the way we're doing it, we've got a great discipline in terms of eating, where we eat healthily 5 out of 7 days a week. I don't touch alcohol 5 out of 7 days a week, and even on the other two, it's a TBC whether we do. Push-ups. So Gary Vee, who wrote the book 12 and a half, has just come out. He's got a really interesting push-up challenge in there where he encourages you to do push-ups every day, 55 days. So I started off with that. I've built it up to 250 push-ups per day, and that's where I'm going to hold. That's my level. So now it's just doing push-ups, 250 per day. I'm just going to do that for as long as we can. Plus, I'm on my bike for 10K or running for 5K, 5 out of 7 days a week. So you can see it's a really structured, really simple, really disciplined approach to fitness improvement, and so that cardio work, the push-ups, the good diet, if you put all of that together, I think we've got a really good chance of, at the end of the year, being much fitter than I am now. I don't know, look, I feel like I'm getting there. I don't know. Is it strange to do that? Probably is. But if you see me in 6 months, hopefully I'm going to be a leaner version of my current self. So I'm looking forward to that kind of fitness journey. So that's been really important. It's a discipline around fitness. The next big one for me has really been about sleep. I've historically not needed much sleep, and then as a result not taken much, but it almost feels like as we've got more things to do, those things that we're working on are more complex. I probably lead or run more things as well now, as opposed to being able to rely on somebody else. Plus I'm just probably getting older, right, and my metabolism is changing, the body's changing. I need more rest. A very wise friend of mine had once said, the body exists as the key muscle to carry the brain. So essentially the brain is the key, but the body is what transports it around. So we need to look after our body so that we can transport the brain most effectively. And it was a really important kind of visual for me, because it shows you how important it is to look after the body, but also condition the mind. So sleep, we've got a much better sleep routine that we're trying to fall into, where every day of the week, we try to be ideally sleeping by 11. It doesn't always happen, but ideally sleeping by 11, but certainly trying to make sure we're always up before 7, no matter what happens. That's been really interesting because I've never previously, no, it's a lie. I've once previously had that discipline where it was around the time Theo was born. We've covered it in previous podcasts, where I was a member of what Robin Sharma calls the 5 a.m. club. I was up at 5 a.m. every day, and it was probably the best thing I've ever done in terms of body management in my life. I'm trying to work back to that gradually. I think the challenge is now is simply the volume of things means that it's not always easy to have my 5 a.m. discipline, but we're going to get there. But, just having a better control over sleep, a better discipline on sleep, and a better mindset around sleep is long run going to help. Immediate term, I'm definitely feeling fresher. I'm taking more vitamins as well alongside it. Literally every vitamin you can think. The vitamin C, A, B, D. I've got a multivitamin in there. I've got iron, calcium. I've got something else, cod liver oil, garlic, literally daily. So putting all that together is making me feel much fitter, more energetic, just more vibrant. That's the energy that is, I think, was maybe missing at points last year. So I really want to take that into next year, into this year, to really drive it home. The next thing I'm really trying to focus on then is trying to channel my attention onto the truly big things that we're working on. Last year that was really difficult because we had a few massive things that we put into place, particularly around the kind of investing space and some work that we were doing on the home. They were massive jobs, and I almost put as much attention on those massive jobs as I did on some of the really small stuff, which frankly wasn't important. Looking back, that probably was a mistake. The real benefit, I think, is to try to put proper attention on the massive jobs and either get help on the small jobs or frankly just let them fall by the wayside. I think there probably is a really sensible middle ground, and I need to strike that a little bit better this year. We've been trying to do it, trying to really be clear. What are the big things that are going to be requiring all our focus? And for anything else, we try to take a more flexible approach on it. And we certainly try not to be too stressed and try to be quite open-minded. If nothing else, honestly, it just feels like a weight is off my shoulders. I used to be a guy, and I still love my whiteboards, but I used to have whiteboards littered with big to-do lists. And, the more I look now, it's just the less I think it was really effective. I think the big to-do list it makes you a bit of a task jockey. It doesn't necessarily make you very strategic. It doesn't necessarily make you somebody who's really mapping out a path to success. I think on that path, you've got a few big things that you can't let fail. And if you focus on them, they will give you outsized wins. So that's really what it's all about now. So I'm trying to focus more on those things. Health is part of it. Making sure I get my meditation is a big part of it. Focusing on key finance is a part of it. My time with Leanne and Theo and my family is a massive, massive part of it. Getting all those things really in check. And what's going to happen more is getting more leisure time for me as well. Those are going to be parts of the big fundamentals that I won't compromise. Anything else, we just got to figure it out as we go. And I think, guys, that simple structure to kind of having my discipline around fitness, discipline around really focusing on the big jobs that I believe are so central to my life, they can't be neglected. Focusing on the fundamentals around my sleep, and honestly grounding it in my honest reflection around what happened last year and what I want to do differently. That's the approach that I'm taking this year. I'm hoping it's just going to make me a much happier guy, take a bit of weight off the shoulders, give me a chance to reconnect with my loved ones, reconnect with great friends that I've not seen for quite a while, form a much stronger bond with my wife and son and really deepen our relationship. And I think on the things that I choose to focus on the things that really get my energy. So from Monday to Friday, my day job and the things that I do and the teams that I work with, making sure they've got the absolute best of me. Outside of that, the different interests that we have and the different commitments we have, making sure they've got the best of me. Just trying to make sure I turn up 100 in all these different environments, I think is going to be more possible this year because of this much more considered approach to things, So as we go through, guys, we're still going to be doing a lot of different things. We're still investing, we're still speculating, we're still plotting, we're still thinking through some really interesting things to try to create more value for people that we care about, create value for people who are looking to us for help and maybe some encouragement. We're going to keep doing all of that. And I hope we do it in a really considered way. I hope it's going to have massive discipline behind it so we can turn up consistently. Really good thought process behind it and really good actions. And that's it, guys. And at the end of the day, we're going to be sitting here in 12 months' time, and that's when the judgment is going to be formed. It's going to be, how did we get on? How did we do? How did that approach really unfold? Did we need to change anything midway? Did we find out that this was the key to success? Who knows? We're going to find out together. So guys, look, I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Any questions about the approach I'm taking, why we're taking it, any more perspectives you'd like to get from Leanne, just drop it in the comment and let us know, and we'll be really happy to share. And as ever, guys, if you've taken value from what it is we're sharing, just hit the subscribe button, just so we know that you're taking value from it. It's always really helpful for us. And of course, if you've got any feedback on things that we could cover in more depth to really help you, just let us know. We're also going to be trying to do a lot more on TikTok. I really love it. TikTok is a true guilty pleasure. I don't know how I enjoy it so much, but I swear I could get lost in it. We're going to try and do a little bit more short form on TikTok as well. So find us at Avoiding Broke on TikTok. And again, hit us up and let us know what you think. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Chat to you soon. Take care. Bye.